Welcome back, everyone, to Season 2 of the Elder Kings playthrough. In Season 1, we followed the life and death of our great Lord Tren himself, and in this season, well, we've got a little something special. As Elder Kings 2 has finally updated and come into the full 1.16 version, we're going to do a full run-through of Season 2, so no stopping until we achieve our goals. Story goes, for those who are wanting to know, the House of Snowno's, unfortunately, would find itself coming on hard times, as we saw with Tren. He would manage to find himself not only dead, but leaving behind a tainted legacy, one in which would see Honorius, unfortunately and secretly assassinated away. His unknowing involvement in his father's own crazy claims and schemes would cause the Riften nobles to see him more as a potential threat to once again rise to the throne, removing him from the board as they saw fit. However, what they didn't know is that Tren Snowno's was a fond experimentalist, loving his magical tinkering. Well, he had an assistant, as all good wizards do, and, one horrible night, he was very lonely before he found himself married, and a young female assistant would find herself into his bed. Some would claim she was a Daedric princess, others a being of greater power, and yet others just a common whore. Who would know? But what the truth may be, whether you believe it or not, what we see here is the true Tren Snownose's heir, as none can doubt with his clearly slightly obvious design and birth gifts, we'll call them. As we come in here, we are a blank slate, a bastard born, and having worked most of our life in the stables, we did not have much to ourselves, having been trained by a commoner. Our mother did her best. She made us an apprentice to her, where we learned a little bit of magic here and there, finding ourselves quite gifted in the means of magic, as you can clearly see. Very, very gifted, in fact. However, we didn't agree with the local leadership's views. Our mother was always an experimentalist and made deals with unique individuals. We found ourselves amongst the dragon cult, believing in different views than the East Marchers traditionally did. But due to our lack in nobility, our mother refused to give us a noble title. Instead, before we turned 18, and before her untimely demise that we'll get into at a later date, she would tell us to go out and earn our family name. Well, being a bastard born, we know nothing else other than to take the name Snow and give ourselves a blank slate of a sigil and banner to take with us. An adventure that really, truly did not know what we were going to do with our lives. We enter the road as a grand adventurer, filled with possibility and options. What would you lot like to see as we kind of get into this is really the open question, as we plan to go out and gather some land, as our young master Tren, having been named after his father, is a generous man. Having grown up poor, taught him to give back to those who he can, realizing it would always come back to benefit him. A diligent worker, as well, being poor, you really didn't have a choice to be lazy, as he would learn. But he always was ambitious growing up, wanting more, like his mother had always told him of his grand lineage, but he never truly believed it. His nose, his only gift from his father. He would become very good at talking his way through the streets as a young man, learning quite well how to work his way into a free meal here and there. Of course, any young man who grew up poor would be very good with a blade, having learned to protect himself. Of course, he was a bastard born, not knowing who his father truly was, even if his mother claimed it to be the legendary evil king and tyrant of Tren, the the tyrant himself of House Snow Nose, finds himself disloyal, having grown up on the streets a little bit. It doesn't pay to always be on the righteous side of law. And unfortunately, that would see him to what would cause his eventual running away. The local guardsman thinking that he himself had killed his mother, slain her in cold blood. The truth being far worse, as he would later account, which we'll find out at some point. Now, he only speaks to the fact that he didn't do it, no matter what they claim. A final gift from his father was the hideousness that unfortunately would claim his face. He is just not great to look at, and he knows it. But with a strong back that he was gifted from his many years of working and training, his many times in the brothels, getting him other forms of training, would see this young dwarf with his magically attuned abilities grow to great heights. We see even now, being born under the stars of the apprentice, that this young man was born to achieve something, grow into a great master of the world. We now follow his story, and I'm thinking what I think our Master Tren here of the Red Sigil would want to claim, given what he was called by the guards. This isn't his adventuring party. This is what the guards called him and his little crew of miscreants. I think his goal is to not only fill out his banner with the achievements that he manages to pull off, but to gain a family name that he truly can live by. Snow only being temporary. His family words, a father yet unknown. He doesn't really know what he wants to do, but I think claiming land, building a legacy beyond what even his father could have built, and truly achieving something magically great. Maybe even avenging himself on the kingdom of Riften, who cast him out, claimed him to be a murderer, and in truth, it was none other than one of the nobles in the background who managed to kill young Lord Tren, or Master Tren's mother, in cold blood, as she knew the truth of his parentage, even if he didn't believe it. We enter into the story with that kind of focus. I think as we kind of go in, the goal will be to kind of add some mods here and there as they update. But for now, there's not really anything, unfortunately, that's caught up, so we're going to be kind of playing through this Season 2 with the family focus here. As we do, I think one of the things I'd love to try and see is if we could get this family to become the Dragonborn. That'd be hilarious. I love the idea of one of the suggestions a while back was to make a deal with a Daedric and get this major power going, and I think that'd be fun. So if you're into this and you enjoy the series, feel free to give us a like down below. If you don't, feel free to give a dislike. If you're feeling particularly vocal, you want to let me know what's going on, tell me down in the comments your thoughts, anything you think we should do, anything you think we shouldn't do. I don't think we should try and go after an Argonian maid, but we might, who knows. As far as that sorry. Beyond that, feel free to subscribe if you're new. That always helps us out. I'll be recording this a huge bit in bulk, so there'll be a ton of episodes where you'll kind of see me wearing the same thing. I do read your comments and I do respond to them. It just might be a minute till that gets posted up. So if you guys enjoy the content, feel free to kind of comment down below and know I am reading all your stuff and I respond to everything. Mostly because, I'm a small YouTuber. Yeah, so with all that out of the way, if you want to know what the mod is, feel free to look down below. And otherwise, let's get into it. Starting off with the roads we walk here. The path ahead stretches on and on, a lonely winding thread twining towards the distant horizon. My camp is quiet. Just a few scattered tents and pack animals yawning in the breeze. Strangers and hangers-on hangers-on, yeah, rise with the day, preparing for their morning chores with reluctance. I agree with that. I'm the same way. Most are the miscellaneous chaff that flit in and out of a group on the road with each new settlement. Few faces catch my eyes as ones I recognize, at least in more than passing. It's true, we don't have many friends. We are a unfortunate young man with not much going for him here. We don't really know even our own mother's name, having been told that her name was something else by the assailants. We find ourselves kind of wondering who we are. Fortunately, though, as I do are eloquent conversationalists, with those folks I shall build an empire. At least I can count on some good scrappers. I don't think we've taken any noteworthy followers yet. We are out here on our own for the first time and really fleeing from the Vermin Woods. I know it's the Vermin Woods. I got that wrong last time. One of the House of Bjorga having been set upon it and taking the throne. As we flee and find ourselves escaping, we now have many choices to make here. First off, we have a ton of spells, which, I won't lie, I did not think it gave you a bunch of, free magic spells if you, boosted up your ability to cast. I thought it was just going to make it easier for me to start out as, but, that's cool. It happens. I don't think we'll just casually gain experience into this, and having been a young man who is now on the road as a runaway mage, I feel like it would make sense for us to potentially invest into magic as we go. However, at the same time, I think that the idea of becoming an Augustus here, and gaining that right to rule, would be kind of cool. And as well trying to kind of gain up our boost for all of our level of fame that we're going to be trying to achieve as we go for maybe a Great Conqueror, which would be kind of cool with this dude. But yeah, so let's see, I think we'll go heralding to start with because it'll be a little bit less and then we can pop over into magic later. Alright, let's get our spells cast. Let's see. Do we want, actually, how much mana? We don't have a full set of mana yet. Oh my god, though. This man is strong. So I did randomize most of this dude's traits except for the storyline stuff. I did not think I was gonna, because I rolled for what level of mage I was gonna get. This was not my expectation. I was hoping for the highest one. Yeah, it was kind of sad. This hurt me. I didn't think I'd roll hideous. But that's how it goes. As we look for what we want to summon, we have a bunch of magic we can kind of get invested into early on for what we can cast on ourselves. I think we're going to look through our rituals. What does Glamour do? Traction. Ooh, yes, because that will come in major handy for as we're going through things. So we have a bunch of slots, but we don't really have any spells to cast, which is pretty much fantastic. So for now, let's see, what do we want to become? I think Swords for Hire. Our goal here is to become a warrior of great renown and gain a kingdom for ourselves. Already a mage, already a very charismatic individual. He wants to, I feel like now is the time to start training in a sense, even if our martial is an 8. Yeah, we got crappy stats. These are all rolled. I did the D20 or D&D method of 4 D6s and removed the top one, and yeah, that's what we got. So we're gonna take a quick second. I'll be right back as I look up something real quick, as well as we're going through this. All right, now that the thumbnail's done, I was taking some quick snippets in the background. I do apologize for that, as that might be a little jostling for some of you, but we're back. So now, as we have the Lord or Captain Tren of the Red Sigil, we are not going to be casting any more magic on ourselves. We will learn Dozel. I mean, that makes sense because that's the draconic language. Yeah. I will show my devotion by mastering a Devozel. Yes. Oh, I forgot to read. I apologize. I was excited. I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I haven't done this before. So our goal here is to become the Great Conqueror. We have a lot to do here. We have to get our martial up something fierce. I don't even know if we'll be able to do that, but we're gonna try and get to this because I've never done this, and I think it'd be kind of fun. We will also be trying for the Wandering Hero, just for the fun of it. I don't think we'll probably try to go for the Legacy of Snow because that makes sense. I don't like any of the others I'm as interested in. You continued existence of vile heretics, misguided heathens, and we may go down the route of the religious build. We might do that. I don't know. That might be kind of fun. But for now, our goal is to not become a necromancer. Our goal is to build up our prestige. We are not a gallows bait, but we're of course not afraid to do crime here as a disloyal individual. So, you know, whatever it really takes to make money here. Let's first go in here and see if we can't get some escort missions as we're going through. Few places are majestic as a castle, and Vernum is no exception. East Marchers, troops, and banners are visible everywhere in the city. As we pass through the main gates, I spot a handful of guards peeking out from the embrasures above. Taking in the sights and smells of this place, I quickly find my bearing in this new location. Let's look to see if the town crier has anything of interest. Moving away from the town entrance, I walk along a narrow path past some crooked houses into an adjoining open space. Ahead of me lies the path to the supply merchants and the artifact peddlers. And over yonder, I also spot what looks like a town crier in the distance. Woo! Let's go talk to the town crier. The town crier perks up as I approach, incessantly chattering about the nearby quests posted by local nobles. She is accompanied by a friendly shifting white and brownish gray old cat who looks at me with the clearest blue eyes as I intently listen to the narrated listings. Professional travelers wanted for escort ventures, discreet experts required for lucrative opportunities, eloquent negotiators needed for diplomatic dealings. Let's do some travel quests, because those are the best ones to grab for us. Alright, let's get out of here. These are the easiest way to make some money real quick and kind of run through with them. A noble... Ooh, it's an orc. Okay. I mean, I'm not bothered by the orcs. Let them be who they be. A noble envoy of the chieftain needs protection from the bandits and accidents, and welcomes the aid of experienced travelers. Yeah, why not? For 30 gold... A delegation from the chieftain of Duluk of Largoshbur saunters through the flaps of my great tent. Greetings, adventurer, speaks an envoy. Many are the roads of the world and the treacherous. If you work for Lagarspur, my liege would pay you for your expertise. I, Shadthars, am the most loyal servant of the chieftain. It is his words I must carry to the palace of the kings, to the hall of the High Queen Freydis. Guide me, protect me, entrust my missives, do not fall prey to prying eyes. He will travel safely and swiftly. Alright, cool. So we need a caravan master. We don't have any friends yet, so that kind of makes us a problemo. So we're going to scout for some talent. Let's start traveling. And we can boost up our speed as we go north. Before I look, where are we going out of curiosity? Oh, we're going all the way to Eastern Skyrim's capital. Oh, to the queen herself. I come across a woman while passing through Northwind. She is confident and puffs her chest as I approach. Hark, are you lost, traveler? My name is Rogrida. I know these lands well. I herd my sheep through these beautiful grasslands every day. But my heart belongs to distant roads. To be a pathfinder, a guide, that is my dream. I would be willing to join your camp, she continues. A few coins would be enough to lure me away from this place. Alright, 50 coin, I mean, you're average, I'd rather get better. Thars is in charge of our food supplies and sheepishly revealed our provisions are not all but useless, having been poorly stored. Great! Patches of mold cover the bread and produce, and we have quickly used up our remaining dried food. Ew. The party grows at dusk, or as dusk begins to fall. Oh, the party grows hungry, my apologies. It's just a bit of mold. We shouldn't, well, ooh. You know what? It's just a bit old. We're totally fine. As we travel through Mistwatch, I take in a beautiful view from the mountainside. When I steal my eyes away to focus back on the stony path ahead, I realize we have been surrounded by a group of ruffians. A fearsome man, presumably their leader, steps in front of our caravan. Passing through these mountains will cost you. Don't care who you are. Anyone passing through my mountain pays. We could try and fight him. And get wounded. I think we go for it. To not give in so easily as to battle. Oh, they beat me. Alright, well, ouch, okay. We're gonna come in here and summon ourselves and Auric to boost up ourselves. We're gonna make it a great one. This dude's gonna hang out with us, has conjured up an Aerotronic to act as a Daedric servant. Yes. We're gonna call upon our spirits on our journey as our magic kind of goes to try and help us a little bit and not get beaten to death here. None in my camp are intimately familiar with the Tren and Old Sword, and such lands are not to be trifled with. It is for that reason I find myself standing in front of a local guide, bartering for services to be rendered. It's no joke out there, she offers, drawing air in through gritted teeth, a theatrically worried gesture. You'll need either these maps or my services. I can tell you that for free. Ugh. Man, I'm not on my reading game today. She is right, but there's something about her demeanor that makes me hesitate. I mean, she is terrible. 50 gold for your map? I mean, 5 gold for the well-guided chance. I'll grab it. Yeah, there we go. Well, our entourage moved through Old Sword. I spotted a man shouting at us while wearing a set of armor. Albeit a little rusted. He's not bad. I signaled for my entourage to approach that man. He introduced himself as Nils and told of bold battles and gold he had made. Then he went quiet. Desperate, he asked me to grant him a warrior zest so that he could meet his old friends in Sovngrad. I will send you into the most... Yeah, bring it on, man. We need a new friend. Ooh. Give me a minute. Let's see if we have our friend is any good at anything. He is a good there. Alright, we're gonna set him as a bodyguard. Actually, okay, he's not a great second. Unfortunate. We're gonna set him as a bodyguard to keep us alive. Here we go. During the perilous wandering through Skyrim, I found myself traversing the treacherous terrain of a frozen, forgotten hills. Cloaked in eerie twilight, amidst the bone-chilling mist, a palpable sense of dread loomed as I beheld a spectral figure in the distance. Cloaked in tattered rags and veiled in ethereal shroud, the being's ghastly visage was obscured, adding an air of mystique to the encounter. As I cautiously approached, an unsettling stillness enveloped the surroundings. Suddenly, with a bone-chilling wail that echoed through the desolation, the Wisp Mother materialized in a blizzard of frost. Her wrath-like form exuded an aura of malevolence, and her pallid hands shimmered with frigid magic. The very air grew bitterly cold as she prepared to strike, a haunting embodiment of fear itself. Didn't we die to a Wisp Mother last time? We're gonna get severely injured. Last time I said we should go for it. We didn't win. But I feel like, character-wise, he's an ambitious man. This would be a grand telling to his story. But if he dies on episode 1, I'm gonna be so mad. Because that means I have to start a new series. And we will just random roll whoever and build a character from there. I swear to God. Oh no, do we take the chance? 68%. That's at least 2/3. Fuck it. Yes! We beat the Wisp Mother! Yes! Alright. Where was I? Danger! Serpent! Hey, as we head towards Windhelm, we stop in our tracks for a... Oh, and we're no longer wounded. Oh, even better. For a short break, many are circled around a campfires, keeping warm and sharing stories. Niels is off in the distance, perhaps looking for some game. He reaches into the grass, but lets out a squeal immediately after. He has been bitten by a viper. Eventually, the serpent releases its fangs from his flesh, but it is clear that the venom is taking its toll. It's best to let his body rest. Maybe someone in Winters... Okay, making sure my phone wasn't ringing for a job. Let's see. Well, we don't want him dead. 1% chance he dies. You know what? We'll just let his body rest. He stays the same. Well, crap, man. I mean, I can try and cast magic on you. Do we have any healing magic that can do anything? What does this give you? Gives you a health. Is this a disease? It is a disease. No, we can't do con. We can give you lesser though. That'll give you significant boost. There you go, buddy. Stay healthy. That should keep you like well within. Yeah, he's fine. All right, cool. As we continue our travel and our mission, our follower picks up a hound. Oh, that's cute. We got a lot of stand with us quests. Oh my god. I come across a woman while passing through Southbridge. She is perverse and smiles with cold intent as I approach. Hello, my name is Tirani. I know how to rough folks up. Real good I am at it, too. Knocked the stable master out in a punch during last night's brawl I did. I'd be willing to join your camp, she continues. A few coins would be enough to lure me away from this place. I mean, a few coins? Jesus Christ, you roughed up someone. How much you asking? I do not have 50 gold, but I'll take you on for food, because we need some more numbers here. Alright, perfect. I am brought before High Queen Freydis, herself the High Queen of the Norse. Totally in the right timeline. You have come to my acquaintance, Chieftain Duluk's behest. No, on what business? Shadthars steps forward. Worthy High Queen Freydis, I speak for Chieftain Duluk of Largashpur, but the message I bear is fit for your ears alone. Come, answers the High Queen darkly. We shall speak in my chambers. Captain Tren, your service is noted. You may remain as my guest in my castle. I should head back to my camp. Let's take that pain. Piss off. While wandering through Windhelm, I encountered a disheveled mage nursing a severe hangover. That's not a mage. He admitted to a night of excessive revelry in a nearby tavern, indulging far beyond reason. In his inebriated state, he carelessly misplaced a collection of valuable magical relics. Ooh. Now gripped by anxiety, he fears that his dream of securing an apprenticeship under a great local mage may be irrevocably shattered. I mean, unfortunate, but we're in a hurry. Yeah, sorry, bro. You had no chance as a mage. Ooh, alright. Ravine! I hear Nils shout out in panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud cracking sound, like that of wood breaking or of my patience finally snapping. I step out on the leaves to see the splintered remains of a wagon wheel. My wagon wheel. I am sorry, my leader. It was my turn as lookout, and I fell asleep on the reins, sighed loudly while heaving the wagon off the ground. Yes, our strength is beyond. As we continue through Witch Mist, my eyes catch an elaborately decorated tomb amidst a network of common graves. The tomb appears to be cracked open, and just within its mouth I see the glimmer of some unknown treasure. None but my party appears to be around, and surely whomever once owned the contents of this tomb would not cast judgment on me for taking what would go otherwise unused. Ah, tomb raiding in Skyrim, always a fun time. I'm sure nobody would notice. The party is caught. Alright, cool. Dark clouds have gathered over Witch Mist, and what starts as a light drizzle suddenly turns into a torrential downpour. Visibility fades, and all of Mundus seems to be swallowed by the storm. This dense canopy above offers little protection as heavy raindrops drip through the leaves, soaking everything below. The scent of wet moss and bark fills the air. The sound of water rushing through the undergrowth drowns out all else. It's just a bit of rain. Yeah, no, I agree. It's just a little bit of rain. It won't kill us. Wait, I have a random... Oh, no, I think that's her. Yeah, Tilrani. At first, it was barely noticeable, but now the pattern is undeniable. The camp provisions are vanishing. Piece by piece, a loaf of bread here, a strip of dried meat there. No one has seen the culprit, yet faint tracks of little paws are imprinted in the dirt near the supplies. There is no doubt a skeever has infested the stores, growing bolder with each passing night. Buy a bunch of traps in the next town. Yes. Let's try for it. Oh, without friends or protection, I am interrupted from my stroll near my pavilion by the approach of a nervous stranger. A man introduces himself as Ancarnian, and is clearly an alien to the old sword as I. Lord, and you and I both know that these lands have no truck with those who worship differently from the lords and ladies. Momentarily he pauses, steeling himself for a clearly expected rejection. I understand if you'd already too many people to care for, but if you'll have me, I'll serve you loyally all of your days. I mean, we have no reason not to trust the man. He's a treacherous villain, but he's a toon, so, I mean, he's a magic caster, who knows? He's a decent second. We'll take him as a second. It couldn't hurt. Okay, the stick of the wheel, sigh loudly, of course. Well, with that is episode 1 of season 2. Again, if you like this content, please feel free to give us a like. If you disliked it, give me a thumbs down. If you're new and enjoy regular content from the channel, feel free to subscribe. And as always, feel free, if you're feeling opinionated, to comment down below. I read all the comments and check everything, so I will be happy to respond to those. I know a lot of people like to know this stuff at the very end, or at least I like to know this stuff from YouTubers, since I'm doing a bulk recording. This, along with maybe let's see, 4, 8, 12 more, 13 more episodes, roughly, maybe less, will probably be in this, so you'll see any responses will probably come towards the middle lifespan of our Captain Tren here. So feel free to comment down below what goals you guys think we should achieve and anything else you think we should be adjusting as we go through. And until then, I'll see you guys next week for you, and 5 minutes after I do a round of working out for me. So this is, as always, the Silent Twitch.